Ever get that feeling like you know you're being targeted? Like every time you open your phone, it's Miracle Serum, this our must-have foundation.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's like the beauty industry knows, right? It's a huge business too, like what, $532 billion globally? Something crazy like that?
It is massive, and it's really always been there in some form.
I mean, we're talking Cleopatra using crushed beetles for lipstick,
Yeah.
all the way to like personalized ads based on who knows what.
Exactly. It's fascinating how this desire to, enhance ourselves, express ourselves, it goes way back.
And whether you're the person with the 10-step skincare routine or just grab whatever's cheapest, or even if you just kind of wonder what the hype is all about, this deep dive's for you.
We're going to break it all down from ancient times to the trends that, well, maybe they'll be ancient history soon too.
So we've got a lot of sources for this one. Articles, historical stuff, scientific papers. It's a real mix.
And we're going to sort of synthesize all of it so you don't have to wade through all the noise. Yeah.
Exactly. First up, we're time traveling. Back to ancient Egypt, Greece, China. They had beauty routines too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Very elaborate ones using natural ingredients.
Crushed beetles, we mentioned that.
Yeah.
What else were they using?
Well, in Egypt, for example, kohl was a big one. It's made from minerals like galena. They used it to line their eyes, darken lashes.
Makes sense.
And it wasn't just for looks. It protected their eyes from the sun, even kept flies away.
Oh, practical.
Very much so. Now, the ancient Greeks and Romans, they were all about a pale complexion. They used chalk for that. And berries for lip and cheek color.
Sounds pretty harmless.
For the most part, yes. But this emphasis on pale skin, it kind of took a dark turn later on, in the Victorian era.
Oh yeah, the Victorians. Didn't they use some pretty questionable ingredients?
They did. Lead-based makeup was incredibly popular, gave that pale look they prized. But of course, lead is, well, toxic.
I mean, they knew that even back then, right?
To an extent, yes. There were articles published about the dangers. But beauty standards, they were powerful. People took risks.
It makes you wonder, what will people say about our beauty practices in 100 years?
Maybe some things we consider normal now will seem just as crazy.
Right, like slathering our faces in snail mucin or something.
Could be. But the Victorian era wasn't all bad. We also saw the rise of commercial perfumes and the invention of things like mascara and lipstick in tubes, more like what we use today.
So mass production starting up?
Exactly. And then boom, the 20th century hits. Huge GE changes.
That's when the big names we know today really took off, right? Like Max Factor, Estee Lauder.
Exactly. Max Factor really shaped Hollywood glamour. And Lauder, she understood how to connect with women, build a whole empire.
Marketing genius, really. And this is when beauty products became more accessible too, right? Drugstore brands popped up.
Absolutely. You didn't have to be rich to experiment with makeup anymore. Huge shift.
And speaking of shifts, more recently we've seen the rise of K-beauty and J-beauty. It's like they completely changed the game.
Right. K-beauty, it was all about multi-step routines, these innovative textures, a focus on a healthy glow. It really caught on globally.
Why do you think that was? What resonated so much?
I think it was partly the philosophy behind it. It was about gentle, preventative skincare.
Yeah.
Nourishing your skin rather than just covering it up.
Makes sense. And J-beauty, it had a slightly different approach, right?
Yes, a bit more minimalist. High quality, technologically advanced formulations were their thing.
But both really emphasize consistency, sticking to a routine.
Exactly. It wasn't about quick fixes. It was about long-term care. So from ancient remedies to, these elaborate routines, beauty has been on quite the journey.
And that brings us to the science behind it all. Let's talk about the ingredients we hear about constantly. Hyaluronic acid, retinol, vitamin C. What are they really doing?
Well, these are some of the most studied and scientifically backed ingredients in skincare.
So they actually work, not just hype.
They do, when formulated correctly. Let's start with hyaluronic acid. It's a humectant. Basically, it's a moisture magnet. Attracts and holds water like nobody's business.
So that's why everyone's obsessed with hydration.
Exactly. It can hold like 1,000 times its weight in water. So on your skin, it draws moisture from the air, even from deeper layers, plumps everything up.
And fine lines, wrinkles, all that, it helps with that too?
It can. By plumping the skin, those little lines become less noticeable. Now, retinol, that's a different beast.
Retinol always sounds a bit more, I don't know, serious.
It is powerful. It's a vitamin A derivative, and it works on a cellular level. Speeds up cell turnover, basically encouraging your skin to shed those old, dull cells.
So new skin comes to the surface faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It also boosts collagen and elastin production, those proteins that keep your skin firm and bouncy.
That's the stuff that breaks down as we age, right?
It does, sadly. But retinol can help slow that process down, reduce wrinkles, improve texture, even out skin tone.
Sounds like a miracle worker.
It's pretty impressive. But word of caution, it can be irritating, especially when you're starting out. Go slow, wear sunscreen, be patient.
Good advice. Now, vitamin C, that's everywhere too. What's its superpower?
Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant, meaning it protects your skin from damage caused by, pollution, UV radiation, all the things that age us.
So it's like a shield for your skin.
Exactly. It neutralizes those harmful free radicals, and it also helps with collagen production, brightens the complexion, fades dark spots.
Okay, so hyaluronic acid hydrates, retinol renews, vitamin C protects and brightens.
Got it.
And they all interact with something called the skin's moisture barrier.
Right, they do. It's essential for healthy skin. Think of it like a wall protecting your skin from the outside world.
What is it actually made of?
Well, it's the outermost layer of your skin called the stratum corneum. The skin cells are like bricks, and the mortar holding them together is made of lipids. Those are fats like ceramides, cholesterol.
Oh, wow, so it's literally like a brick wall.
Sort of. And when this barrier is damaged, by harsh products, over exfoliation, your skin loses moisture, gets irritated.
That's when you get dry patches, sensitivity, all that.
Exactly. So a lot of good skincare is about supporting that barrier, keeping it strong.
That makes sense. And this is where we get into the whole clean beauty thing. What does it actually mean? Is it better?
It's tricky because clean beauty doesn't have a hard and fast definition. Generally, it means avoiding certain ingredients like parabens, sulfates, synthetic fragrances.
Stuff that some people worry about.
Right, but the thing is, those ingredients are often demonized without much scientific evidence. They can be perfectly safe in the right concentrations.
So clean beauty is more of a philosophy than a science.
Kind of. It's about prioritizing natural ingredients, transparency, but it can get murky. You have to do your research.
And what about the age-old question, does expensive skincare really equal better results?
Not always. I mean, luxury brands often have higher quality ingredients, more research behind them. The packaging's fancier.
But does that translate to better skin?
Not necessarily. A well-formulated drugstore product can be just as effective. It really depends on the specific ingredients, the concentrations.
So don't just go for the biggest price tag.
Exactly. Be a savvy shopper. Read the ingredient list, do your research. And speaking of savvy, let's talk about these elaborate skincare routines we see everywhere.
Oh yes, the 10-step, the 12-step. Is all that really necessary?
It's a good question. I mean, some people truly benefit from a multi-step routine. It allows you to address different concerns, layer products.
But it's also a lot of products to buy.
Absolutely. And I think the 10-step thing, which comes from K-Beauty, it has been cleverly marketed, makes people think they need all these products.
When maybe a simpler routine would work just as well.
For many people, yes. It's about finding what works for your individual skin, not blindly following trends. Now let's talk makeup. Trends move so fast these days.
It's crazy. And TikTok has become such a powerful force. You see something go viral and you're like, I need that.
Oh yeah, the TikTok made me buy it phenomenon. It's real.
But do those viral products actually live up to the hype?
Sometimes yes, sometimes not so much. You have to remember, those videos are often filtered, edited, the lighting's perfect.
So what looks amazing on screen might not be so great in real life.
Exactly. And trends come and go so fast, it's easy to get caught up in the hype. It's better to be thoughtful, consider your own needs.
Speaking of hype, let's talk about luxury foundations. Some of them cost a fortune. Are they worth it?
They can be. The formulas are often more sophisticated, the pigment's richer, the shade range is more extensive, and the packaging is definitely nicer.
But do they actually make your skin look that much better?
It depends. Sometimes you're paying for the brand name, the experience, as much as the actual product. You can find great foundations at lower price points, too.
And sometimes you can barely tell the difference, right? Unless you're a makeup artist or something.
Exactly. And speaking of trends, we're seeing Y2K makeup make a comeback.
Oh gosh, here we go. Glossy lips, thin brows, blue eyeshadow.
Yep, it's all back. Nostalgia is a powerful force, and beauty trends tend to be cyclical. What was old is new again.
But it's interesting how it's being reinterpreted for today, right? Not exactly the same as it was in the 2000s.
Definitely. People are taking inspiration but adapting it to modern tastes,
Yeah.
which is how trends evolve. And then we have the celebrity beauty brand, boom.
It seems like every celebrity has their own line now. Fenty, Rare Beauty, House Labs, so many.
It's a smart move for them. They already have a huge platform and established fan base. They can launch a product and it automatically gets tons of attention.
But the question is, are those products actually any good?
It varies. Some are great, genuinely innovative. Others, well, they're riding on the celebrity's name more than anything.
Do you love the product or do you love the celebrity?
Right. And that can be hard to separate sometimes. It's important to be objective, look at the ingredients, the reviews, not just the name on the label.
Remember that whole strobing trend? It was all about intense highlight, almost like a wet look. But looking back, it
Mhm.
just looks kind of too much.
It definitely highlights how trends can change so quickly. What seems cutting edge one day can look dated the next.
It's a good reminder to not take trends too seriously, right? Just have fun with it.
Exactly. Enjoy the experimentation, but don't feel pressured to follow every single trend. Now let's talk hair care. There's been a lot of buzz around Olaplex and its ability to repair damaged hair.
Yeah, the Olaplex effect. What is that, scientifically speaking?
Well, Olaplex focuses on repairing disulfide bonds in the hair shaft. These bonds are what give hair its strength, and they get broken down by heat styling, chemical treatments, even brushing.
So Olaplex basically glues those broken bonds back together.
Sort of. It contains a patented ingredient that helps relink those broken bonds, strengthening the hair from within.
So it's not just a surface treatment.
No, it works at a deeper level, and there's science to back it up, which is why it's become so popular. Then there's the whole debate around sulfates and silicones and hair products.
Some people avoid them like the plague, others don't seem to mind. What's the deal?
Sulfates are detergents. They create lather and cleanse the hair, but they can also strip away natural oils, leaving hair dry and frizzy.
So they're good for some hair types, bad for others.
It depends. If your hair is already dry or damaged, sulfates can worsen that. Silicones coat the hair, making it smooth and shiny, but they can build up over time, weighing it down.
So again, it's about knowing your hair and what it needs.
Exactly. And there are good sulfate-free and silicone-free products out there if you prefer them. Then there's this whole hair slugging thing going around TikTok.
I saw that basically you soak your hair in oil and put a sock over it overnight. Sounds messy.
It is basically a very intense conditioning treatment. The sock traps heat, helps the oil penetrate the hair shaft.
Does it work?
It can for very dry, damaged hair, but if your hair is fine or oily, it might be too much. Could leave it greasy.
Probably not a good idea to try it for the first time the night before a big event.
Probably not. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the less glamorous sides of the beauty industry. Greenwashing, for example.
It feels like every brand claims to be eco-friendly now. But how do you know who's actually doing it right?
It's tough. Look for specific certifications, details about their sourcing and manufacturing processes. Don't just fall for vague claims.
So do your research, basically.
Exactly. And then there's overconsumption, this haul culture we see online. It can be really overwhelming.
It's like you're constantly being told you need more, more, more.
And social media really fuels that. It's designed to keep you scrolling, keep you buying. You have to be mindful of that.
And then there are unrealistic beauty standards. So many images and videos are filtered, edited. It's hard to not compare yourself.
It can be incredibly damaging to self-esteem, especially for young people. It's important to remember those images aren't real life.
And it creates this cycle, right? You buy a product hoping to look like that, and then you need another one and another one.
It plays on our insecurities. We think if we just find the right product, we'll finally achieve that perfect look.
But perfection doesn't exist, right?
Not in the way it's often portrayed, no. It's about celebrating what makes you unique, not chasing an impossible ideal. So where does beauty go from here? What does the future hold?
We talked about some pretty wild things earlier. AI-powered skincare, 3D printed makeup. Sounds futuristic.
It does, and it's closer than you might think. AI could analyze your skin and recommend custom blended products.
Wow, like a personal skincare concierge in your phone.
Exactly. And 3D printing could create perfectly matched foundation shades on demand. So much potential there.
And sustainability. It's not just a trend anymore, it's an expectation.
Absolutely. Consumers are demanding eco-friendly packaging, sustainably sourced ingredients. Brands have to step up.
It's good to see that shift happening, you know. Beauty can be fun and expressive, but it shouldn't come at the cost of the planet.
Agreed. So we've covered a lot today, from ancient history to futuristic technology.
It's been quite the journey.
Yeah.
From Cleopatra's crushed beetles to algorithms analyzing our selfies.
It shows how much beauty matters to us, how it reflects our culture, our values.
And it makes you wonder, what will people in the future think of our current beauty practices?
Maybe they'll look back and laugh at some of the things we do now, just like we laugh at the frosted lipstick of the 2000s.
Or maybe they'll be amazed by how far we've come. Who knows?
Only time will tell. But hopefully, by understanding the history, the science, and the influences behind beauty products, we can make more conscious choices, both for ourselves and for the planet.
That's what this deep dive was all about. Thanks for joining us.